Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to do a video and touch on a few things that you're going to want to make sure that you are aware of and that you are going to need to know in order to be successful at planning for this 2022 Grit Championship that we got coming up here next month. So in the email, you'll see there'll be a couple basically links that I have put in there and just kind of a list of locations. So that way you have them so you can Google them when it's time to move to the next evolution. But basically, if you saw when you open up the email, I attached the schedule, and the schedule is for athletes. I basically wanted to get you a rough idea of what was happening when and where it was happening. That was the most important part that you need currently right now, so you can start making the plans and the ideas and telling your family and friends who are going to come spectate what's happening when. Now, as far as heat schedules and things like that, that's not going to come out until here in about maybe another 2 weeks. We're waiting until our registration cutoff hits, so that way we can then finalize our roster and we can then make sure we fully plan for all the heats and the scheduling and things of that nature. So just know the heat schedule will come out, but it's not going to come out for at least a couple more weeks. All right. But if you look on the schedule, you're going to see that each page is each day. You'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm just pulling them out here in front of me so I can take a look at them, make sure that I'm talking about the right stuff that you are looking at. You guys can see that Evolution 1 and 2 are on Friday. Evolution 3, 4, and 5 are on Saturday. And Evolution 6 and 7 are on Sunday. Okay. If you look at the very bottom of each page, there are some asterisks or some bullet points. There are 2 of them that are most important. And I need you to 100% read these a few times to make sure that you understand them and that you know what they're about. First one is going to be check-in times are the cutoff times to be checked into your next evolution. So as you can see underneath the evolutions, it has a check-in time and it says check-in by. That means that you can check in by no later than that time that's established. For example, on Friday, it says check in by 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. That means by no later than 10 o'clock, you need to be checked in. The reason why we have you checking in a couple hours early for this specific evolution is because of the nature of the evolution, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more because it has to do with the bikes and the kayaks. So you need to be checked in by no later than. That's all of the teams. That's every division, every athlete, every team that's coming needs to be checked in by that. Doesn't matter when your heat is, you need to be checked in by that time. Otherwise, your team will get a 0 for that evolution. Okay. Other reason being is because shortly after the check-in, except for on day 1, because it's a little bit different for that first evolution, we're going to have an evolution brief. We are going to go over every single evolution just prior to you obviously going through the evolution. It doesn't make sense for us to go through every single evolution and explain it to you, even on a video or even, Friday morning, because by the end of Friday, you're going to forget what you have to do for Saturday and Sunday anyway. So we're going to explain every single evolution prior to the evolution. So that's why you have to be checked in, and then all athletes have to be present for the evolution brief, because we are not going to re-explain anything to you. We're only going to explain it one time, offer opportunities to ask questions, concerns you may have for it, and then we're going to start shortly after. Okay, so just be aware the check-in time is one of the most important things. You have to check in by no later than the times that are scheduled on there for each evolution. Okay, now as far as getting to every single evolution in every location, that is up to you and your teammates' responsibility to get there. Most of you coming from out of town are probably going to have support groups or support elements, maybe have a plan to have them drive you from one location to the other. You could probably drive yourselves, which is completely fine. Just be safe and be smart about it. But nonetheless, make sure that you understand the time hacks, because as we progress through the evolutions, there's going to be times where you may be in heat number 1 and you're not going to be starting again for a couple more hours. Chances are you're probably going to leave, go to your hotel or Airbnb. You're going to want to shower, do something, take a nap. I don't know what it is that you're going to want to do. Most likely probably crawl up underneath a tree and take a nap. I don't know. But just make sure you're at the next evolution. We have to stay on our time schedule. We are going to move forward without you, whether you're there or not, because there are going to be teams who are going to be punctual or going to be on time, and we will start. And if you're not there when we tell you to be there, it's going to be a 0. Okay, just simple as that. It's just easier for us to make sure that we keep accountability and we stay accountable to the event and the whole purpose behind it. Okay. So enough about the schedule. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Let me know about the schedule. Second option on the list for the email says meal prep. If you click on the link there, it's going to take you to the Facebook page for the company who's going to be supporting our event. It is the Barbecue Boys. They are new here locally, and they actually do official meal prepping, which is actually really cool because it fits for our venue and our type of people. They basically have a few options for the proteins, and then they obviously throw all the carbs and the fats in there. So it should be good to go for you. It's going to be perfect for this event. I know some of you are coming from out of town, so you're probably worried about how you're going to meal prep. Those of you who are going Airbnb probably plan on just bringing your own groceries. I don't know what your plans are, but nonetheless, there is a very convenient option for you. Now, the price is going to be dependent. We haven't fully finished our contract with them, but it's going to be in the realms of $13 to $14 per meal. Okay. So if paying for that price may seem a little high, think about the convenience of having somebody deliver all of your meals for the day. That's basically what he's doing for the weekend. He's literally going to be completely focused on our event for the entire weekend. He's obviously going to be supporting me and my staff. That's the reason why. So I talked to him about offering the opportunity for my athletes to be able to then purchase meals that are already preset for them for the entire day. So once we solidify the contract and get everything done, I will send out a basically form in which you will fill out however many meals you want. That way he can establish how much he needs to cook. And then we will get you the direct link in which you need to pay him directly. So that way we can then take care of that as well. So the payments are going to go directly through him, or to him, I should say, and not through us. We're just going to help bridge that gap and make sure that if you choose to use his services, perfect. It's already going to be set up for you. Okay. So just throwing that out there for you guys. It is something that I thought was a really great thing for us to be able to offer you. Okay. Third option on the list is going to be Zach's Bikes. Okay. Now, the First Evolution has bikes and kayaks. You are going to be responsible for bringing your own mountain bike. Okay. There is a mountain bike course. It isn't super technical. There is some things that it's not necessarily just riding a bike on a trail. There is going to be like some rocks, nothing too crazy, nothing that's going to be out of the realm of somebody who just picked up a mountain bike and tried it for the first time. There are going to be some technical spots, perfectly fine for you to get off your bike, pick up your bike and carry it to the next location if you need to. But nonetheless, you need to bring your own mountain bike. That is way too specific for us to try to narrow that stuff down for you guys because it is size specific, meaning that your height, your weight, all that stuff is going to vary for every single person. So it's going to be your responsibility to make sure that you have a mountain bike that fits you or at least works for you. So find a friend that has a mountain bike that would be willing to let you use it for the weekend. Go to a rental shop, rent it now so you can try it, see how it fits, see how you like it, go down a mountain, see what it feels like. That way you'll be prepared for day. Now, Zach's Bikes is our local bike shop, but he only has about 9 mountain bikes in his rental fleet. So it is going to be a first come, first serve. The link that's there is the link that you can click on to be able to access his online rental shop and be able to reserve yours. Those of you coming from out of town, if you plan on reserving, hopefully you get here early enough on Thursday to go pick it up before he closes because you're going to want to get the bike size to you still. They are planning on hopefully supporting us that morning. I don't know 100% yet because he hasn't got back to me if he has employees that would be willing to come out and support us for the event. So that way, those of you who may have last minute hiccups, bike adjustments you need to do, they're going to have their little mobile bike shop to be able to help you guys. But just know that he will hopefully be able to bring the bikes out as well, if that's the case, but you're still going to be responsible for having your own bike there. Now, I'm not going to say that a Walmart special isn't going to work. It may just be a little bit more difficult. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a bike, not saying you have to go out and rent a Cadillac bike. I'm just going to say that you may have to work a little harder. It's like working on the Echo bike with maybe like weights on your feet. So no, it won't be that bad. We didn't do anything super technical because we don't expect you guys to be, advanced mountain bike people, right? I mean, this is just something we wanted to throw in. All divisions are going to be rocking this time, which is super cool. Originally, we are just going to have advanced, but now everybody's going to do it. So make sure you are prepped and ready for that. As far as the kayaks go, don't worry about it. We have that covered. We will have the kayaks. We will have life vests, but they're all going to be universal types. So meaning that they usually fit between maybe like a bigger small person, like a if there was such thing as like a small large or like a youth large, I guess if that's what you want to call it. But we won't have any use. We will only have basically the universal sizes. So if you generally tend to fit outside of universal sizing, if you've ever wore life jackets, then you might want to possibly find another option. We're going to be required to have life vests because Sheriff's Office will be out there with dive rescue as a support source, but he also has to enforce laws. And in the state of Oregon, you have to have a life vest or enough life vests in the boat with you. And in the kayaks that we have, you can't just throw your life vest on the floor because it will fall out. So you're going to want to wear the life vest. Those of you who are, again, under that small category or above the extra large category, have some kind of flotation device, preferably, obviously, a life vest. If worst case scenario, you can't find one, please reach out to me. I can maybe reach out to the Sheriff's Office to see if they have anything that's outside of the realms of Universal, but most likely that's all they carry. But they may have some oddball stuff, maybe they picked up over the years. Just reach out to me now, not the day of, because then it'll become a problem. Okay. So kayaks, bikes, we got that taken care of. Food. Yep. Okay. The very last thing I want to talk about is the pool. The pool, if you look on the schedule, evolution number 3, which is the first one on Saturday, we are going to be at the LA Red Key pool. Now, we're not going to be able to get in there super early, but I'm looking at trying to get us in there at least an hour earlier so we can stage. We can get you guys in the stand so that way we can go over the briefing, all that good stuff. But just know, to be flex, we may have to do everything outside of the gates. So just understand that we're going to be flex with this. City pool is kind of a weird entity and a weird element as far as how they run things, and they run things very politically. And so it just may not work. And we're going to have to maybe rush through the doors at 9 o'clock to get everybody going so we can get going with the heats. So just be cautious of that. Biggest thing that I want to throw out, you can have goggles. That's the only piece of gear equipment that you're allowed to bring in the pool with you. You can't have anything else. No water wings, no, extra. You can't have any fucking jets hidden underneath your arm. Like, goggles are the only piece of equipment you can have, other than obviously wearing a swimsuit. Please wear a swimsuit, obviously. Nonetheless, those of you who are not the greatest of swimmers, we're going to ask you to wear a white t-shirt, okay? Either a white t-shirt or white tank top. If you have a white swimsuit, feel free to. Fellas, just wear something underneath, please, because it most likely will be see-through. Nonetheless, make sure that you have something to show us white on you, so that way we can make sure to have our lifeguards and our dive rescue guys, which will be scuba diving below you, to make sure that they can keep a better eye on you and your lane. Okay, that is just a safety thing. I've hosted events in the pool before for the last 11 years, and that has been the most effective way for us to basically tell our people who are the safety factors, which are the lifeguards and the guys below, to let them know to kind of keep an eye on you. Okay, those of you who aren't the greatest of swimmers, don't freak out. Be comfortable, cool, calm, and collected in the water. We have enough people to save you if needed, but we're going to make sure that we try to figure out ways of, I don't want to say scaling, but we will make sure that we will get a way for you to be able to still travel through the water. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But those are the main things that I wanted to throw at you. Again, the location list is there. Nothing's linked for those specifically because everybody knows how to Google shit. So Google it, easy peasy, right? Nonetheless, any other questions, concerns, please reach out to me. Let me know what you have for me. Look over the schedule. If there's any questions, don't freak out. It's tentative. It might change a little bit, but it won't change much. You can pretty much kind of expect the evolutions to be the way they are. That's definitely not going to change. Check-in times, those are pretty solid unless we have to shift the time frames for something because of the location. It has to change some things. Like, just be flex with us, but most likely this is a schedule we're going to stick to pretty close. Whatever we finalize, and I tell you, this is the schedule, that is 100% what you can guarantee to go by, which is 97% going to be this schedule. Okay. As far as everything else goes, the meal prep, that's your option. It's an option in, option out. You are going to pay for it. Zach's Bikes, get on it if you plan on renting from here. Otherwise, rent it from your own place, own location, or borrow it from a friend. We will take care of the kayaks. Don't worry about that. If you need a life vest, look into that. Let us know if you need help with that. Other than that, guys, I look forward to this event, man. We have been doing a lot of planning and we are super excited about what's about to happen here. This is becoming a very interesting logistical thing for me to plan. I've done very big events like this before, but I'm super excited because this is officially like my first kind of series, and it's just kind of been something that I've culminated and kind of built up. And I wouldn't be able to do it without all of you guys. All of you came to one of my events throughout the season, obviously podiumed, and now you guys are coming back for the championship. And we hope that with this championship, you're going to be able to take back a lot more to say, hopefully, about our grit series and be able to then build our series to a bigger, better thing. Okay. So again, any questions, concerns, please reach out to me. I apologize for the length of this video, but I wanted to make sure that I got everything that you pertinently need right now to hopefully help make the planning process a little easier. I know everything else you still got to worry about, places to stay, all that good stuff. And most of you probably already done that, but hopefully some of the things that I've given you will give you a little bit more logistic planning as far as the events go and to tell your family and friends. Questions, concerns, reach out to me. Thanks, guys.